Hello everyone, this is Sambhu from Cloud Tech. Hope you guys are doing well. I am also doing well. Today I will show you like how we can read S3 object by using Python SDK. Okay, so guys, let's move on to the AWS console. So for this today demo, what I am going to do, like first of all, I will create one lambda function and then I will upload that object to that S3 bucket. Okay, so before that, I need to open that Visual Studio also here. So I have already written that this is the object I am going to upload in that S3 bucket. Okay. And this is the lambda function I have written. Okay. So guys, let's move on to that S3 first. Let's upload that file. You can upload. Let's add file and student. Okay. So let's upload this. Now this file upload is done. So let's go to the AWS Lambda. So let me explain that what is the Lambda basically. So Lambda is like serverless architecture, serverless computing. Right? What does it mean is like if you want to run your application right, without maintaining any server or anything like that. Server in the sense like you need to launch your EC2 instance or you need to deploy all this server like either Apache or Tomcat or maybe JBoss, whatever server you would need or whatever server you want to use in that for the particular application. Right? So that server you have to launch. Right? But this Lambda is a serverless. Right? You no need to create or maintain your server, but you can run your application whatever you want to run. Right? So that's why it is a serverless. And this Lambda basically, since it is serverless, right? So one disadvantage is like you don't have all the control. Like if you have your server, right, then you have all the control in your hand. But since it is a serverless, the control is some limitation is there. Okay, and if you like troubleshoot this lambda function, then what we can do, we can either check the logs. Logs basically each and every lambda function by default, whenever you are triggering or manually running right the lambda function, then it will create one log file to the CloudWatch. So I will take you all these things. So let's create the lambda function first from scratch. Okay, S3 read check. Okay, something like that. And select this Python. Suppose let me say Python 3.7 and permission. Let's keep as default. Okay, I am not changing anything. And relevant setting also I am leaving as it is. Okay. So let's create here. Let's explain the coding part here. So what I am doing, like I'm taking basically this boto3 is AWS, right? Boto3 basically it's a SDK for any AWS service you would like to do programmatical way access, right? Then we can use this boto3 SDK. So by using that, we can access all the services. Okay. So whenever we are creating Lambda, so this is the handler method, like it's the entry point of the Lambda. Whenever we are triggering the Lambda, from where it will start. And I have given the bucket name here. And then key basically what is like your file name, what file you want to read, and then response like S3 get object. So once we got the client, right, S3 client, right, then we can get the object and the parameter basically bucket and key, bucket name and key value. And then content we are reading as a from the response like body, all the body we are reading. And then since it's a JSON, right, so I am just reading the JSON object here and I'm just printing either there are many way either you can print or you can put logger also here. Okay, and then I am doing that indent here so that it will be looks good. And then I'm returning here. Returning basically why I'm doing, suppose this lambda function, if you want to create like a REST API, right, with the API gateway, right, then that time we have to return something. Right? In my previous video, I have already demonstrated how we can trigger the Lambda by API gateway, and there are different kind of Lambda I have already explained. So if you guys not yet watched my previous video, so I will give those links to this video description. So guys, you can take a look. Okay, so let's copy this code. Let's move on to the see here some default code is created and this is the handler method. Okay, so let me remove So whenever you are changing this code, right, on this lambda function, so it will not deploy automatically. We have to deploy. See here, the changes is not yet deployed, right? So once you click on deploy, then only it will deploy. Okay. So let me deploy here. So my deployment is done, right? So this is done. This is done. So let's try to create a test. So this is like a manual. If you want to trigger your lambda function, right? Then we can create this kind of test event and we can run. Okay, so let me give the object test something like that, and let's give as leave as it is blank because I don't have any. What I can say, I don't have any payload here. I don't need it. So my test creation is done. Okay, so if you click here, you can see. So now if you click here test, right, it will execute, start execute. But here some error occur. What the error basically is saying occur access denied. So access denied, get object operation access denied. Okay, get object operation to the basically this lambda function, whatever we have created. So this lambda function does not have the access to that S3 bucket. So it's created one role. So let me configuration and let me show you that. So we got sense. Permission. So in the permission tab, if you see, this is the IAM role that is attached right here. So let's see this IAM role have the access to S3 bucket or not. So like that, we can see like what the IAM role it is attached to this. We can edit also here. So let me go to IAM role and see this what all thing is here. So this is like a only create logs group, and those are like a, whenever we are triggering lambda, right? CloudWatch related stuff. Right? So let me add here that permission. Click on permission, add permission, and let's give all the permission S3 full access. Okay. Click on and then add permission. Okay. So this permission is added here. So we check again. Yeah, now S3 full permission is there. So we are good to now access this. So this same whatever error message we have seen, right? So if you want to check this, right? So let me show you that one thing here. So let me go to this CloudWatch. So this loading. Logs groups. See our S3 even right? So we can check the logs here also. See, this is the error message we have seen, right? So S3 error object. We can like this, we can try like debug our like since the serverless. So if you want to debug, so these are the place we can debug this lambda. So let's go to, I have already added that permission. So now execute again. So now see this time the response came, right? So we are good. This is so function logs. So now we are good. Right? So if you now refresh this one, right? So let's pause 12 power and refresh. So see, now we are able to read. Right? So all the object is coming here. Right? So like this, we can read all this data, like whatever data it is there in the S3 bucket. Let me show you that. So let's go to here. First object, what it is there, first student ID, and then what we have like this is the student name, right? So let me go to here. So also, okay, this is the student name. So like this student name, maybe this is a file name I have modified while I upload to the S3. So this, that's why this is the option was there. Last name is there, but my actual file maybe it is not there while I created. So while I upload to S3, maybe that time I have changed this. Okay. So like this, it is coming, and all this thing it is coming, right? So if you go to now CloudWatch here also, you can able to see. Refresh. Basically, we are printing those details, right? If you click here, we are printing. This is the one print, and this is the another print, right? So like this, we can check that. Okay. So I hope this video will helpful to you guys. And in my subsequent video, I will show you like once we read this data, we can store in persistent storage also. Like we can store in another S3 bucket, or maybe I will show you that like RD, like DynamoDB, right? I will show you like how we can store this data to the database, right? So that part maybe I will show. We'll read from the S3 and we'll store it to the particular database. So that part I will maybe in my subsequent video I will show you. So hope this session will helpful to you guys, and if it is a valuable, then please like, subscribe to my channel so that I will get more motivation from you guys and to support this channel. Basically, do all these things so that it would be really helpful to me also. Okay, guys.